This is CBN NewsWatch.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ephraim Graham. President Trump is just days away from announcing his choice for the U.S. Supreme Court. Already, though, two of his potential nominees are under fire from some senators and some in the media. One for not being conservative enough, and the other for her Christian views. Our Gary Lane is on this story.
It was a star-spangled July 4th celebration at the White House Wednesday night as the president considered his Supreme Court pick.
Such an important decision, and we're going to give you a great one like Justice Gorsuch. We hit a home run there, and we're going to hit a home run here.
The president has a list of 7 possible candidates to replace retiring Justice Anthony Kennedy. But some members of Congress and the media say the president is striking out with 2 candidates on his short list. The 2 under fire are federal appeals court judges Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett. Kavanaugh is opposed by 3 Republican senators for making comments like this one when he said judges need to keep an open mind.
It means a willingness to change your mind. That's something that judges have to do, to say, well, I didn't look at it that way a few years ago, but now I see that it looks different to me.
Senators Rand Paul, Tom Cotton, and Ted Cruz fear that comment indicates Kavanaugh won't stick with the view that the Constitution means what it says. As for Judge Amy Coney Barrett, liberals are trying to smear her for her faith. She's a committed, faithful Christian who is part of a Roman Catholic group called People of Praise. Some on the left are trying to label it a cult because its members are so committed to their faith. Senator Dianne Feinstein infamously introduced a religious test during Barrett's federal appeals court confirmation hearing.
When you read your speeches, the conclusion one draws is that the dogma lives loudly.
But Barrett supporters say she's just like millions of other committed American Christians. And she's an outstanding jurist who once clerked for Justice Scalia, and a mother of 7, including a special needs child and 2 children born in Haiti. Democrats like Hardball host Chris Matthews warn they must do whatever they can to stop Trump's Supreme Court nominee. The president says he'll announce his pick on Monday. Gary Lane, CBN News.
Here now is a look at some of the other major stories we're following for you today inside the CBN newsroom. A protester will be arraigned in federal court tomorrow after being arrested following a dramatic July 4th standoff at the Statue of Liberty. The woman climbed the base of the statue and then held police at bay for hours, forcing thousands of tourists to evacuate the monument. She was protesting President Trump's immigration policy. She declared she would not come down until all the children are released. She's facing possible charges of trespassing, disorderly conduct, and interfering with government functions. British officials are looking for clues after a couple was exposed to the military-grade Russian nerve agent Novichok. The couple fell critically ill a few miles from where a former Russian spy and his daughter were poisoned with the substance in March. UK police are unsure if there is a link between the 2 cases. The couple is being treated right now at the hospital. The massive heat wave that continues to slam North America is now responsible for multiple deaths. CNN reported at least 17 people have died in Montreal since Friday as a result of the extreme heat. Record-breaking temperatures have brought heat indexes into the triple digits. At least 3 deaths have been reported here in the United States. For more on these and other stories throughout the day, you can visit cbnnews.com. Is socialism the future of the Democratic Party? Democratic National Committee Chairman Tom Perez is praising the socialist candidate who recently won a New York primary in a shocking upset. He says Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez represents, quote, the future of our party. She defeated one of the top leaders of the congressional Democrats in Congress in that primary. Ocasio-Cortez wants to abolish ICE, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. And she is not the only prominent socialist associated with the Democratic Party. Senator Bernie Sanders, who finished second in the race for the Democratic presidential nomination in 2016, is also a socialist. I want to turn now to health news. Some good news for coffee lovers. A new study backs up previous research showing coffee may boost your chances for a longer life. The benefit is seen with instant, regular, and even decaf coffee. Coffee contains more than 1,000 compounds that might explain the results, including antioxidants that can protect your cells. The study was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Coming up, she suffered a stroke when she was only 26 years old and she nearly died, but she survived and she says it has made her faith stronger. You're going to hear the amazing story of Catherine Wolfe and her husband Jay. It's coming up right after this. Catherine Wolfe was just 26 years old when she suffered a massive brainstem stroke that nearly killed her. But against all odds, she survived. And as strange as it sounds, she says what happened to her has actually made her life better and her faith deeper. Catherine and her husband Jay shared their amazing story with CBN's Abigail Robertson.
You might think a near-fatal stroke in the prime of her life would have made Catherine Wolfe bitter, but that's far from the case.
Young suffering is pretty awesome because, and not in the moment, but long after, you see the beautiful ways it has enhanced your life. As crazy as that sounds.
Catherine and her husband Jay are sharing that outlook with a ministry in the book, highlighting the remarkable ways hope in Christ can heal your life.
It's tragic in our world. Everybody is so bitter about everything that's happened to them and so beat up by the world and truly so broken by it. And the reality is, in my story, in the gospel story, and in all stories, in my opinion, there is a beautiful opportunity for redemption and for turning our bitterness into a deep gratitude.
Arriving at this point, however, meant taking a long, hard journey with many bumps along the way. As newlyweds, life looked pretty great. Jay was almost finished with law school, Catherine was getting modeling jobs, and they had a beautiful newborn baby. Then, the stroke hit.
We rushed her to the hospital, at UCLA Hospital, and they determined she was having a massive brainstem stroke, and it was caused by this rare genetic malformation in her brain, near her brainstem. Such a severe stroke that they really didn't know if she would even be able to do surgery, much less if she would live.
Even with that prognosis, doctors performed 16 hours of surgery that included removing part of Catherine's brain in an attempt to save her life.
The next day, doctor came out, said she had survived, but they didn't know if she would ever wake up or if she would be vegetative or paralyzed. And by God's grace, just surely but surely, she began waking up and just communicating that she was still inside.
Catherine still faced a harsh reality. She couldn't walk, talk, or eat, and half of her face was paralyzed.
Here I am, 26 years old, a new mother, barely out of the newlywed phase of life. And now I'm being told, essentially your life is shot, it's over, and there's no hope, kind of thing. And the reality is, I knew on a deep level that they weren't right.
Despite that intuition, the chances of regaining her abilities appeared slim, as did the survival of their marriage. In the hospital, Jay and the family learned 90% of couples their age divorce following a medical crisis to one spouse.
About 2 months into my ordeal, a well-meaning social worker told my father-in-law that he needed to get his son out of there, that the hospital grind was too much, that under 30-year-olds could never stay married through this kind of tragedy.
Jay's dad suggested a trip to Yosemite, but Jay refused, determined to wait for Catherine. His dad told the social worker they'd wait on the trip, and he thought their marriage would turn out just fine.
We're grateful that we can be a team, and from the first day of our life taking this dramatically different course, God has just given us this sense that we're doing it together.
After months in the hospital, Catherine's healing defied predictions, one miracle at a time. As things progressed, Catherine moved into a rehabilitation center.
When we entered into this next longer-term phase of recovery at brain rehab, it was pretty shocking to be in and among this community of people who are all in the worst place in their whole life.
Jay and their son lived nearby, while Catherine had to stay with the other patients. Even in those surroundings, Catherine and Jay saw an opportunity.
I felt like this holy burden to really love them, come alongside them, just provide a different voice than the ones they were hearing, and just really share for me the hope and faith that I felt, that everything is going to be okay in the end.
While not everyone took kindly to her approach, she remained determined.
They weren't going to inform my attitude about my recovery. I was going to inform their attitude about recovery, which was, we're going to overcome.
Against all odds, Catherine improved enough to go home to her family, and they finally took that trip to Yosemite.
You can go through the ringer again and again, and the one thing we know for sure is that God was faithful before, and he will be again. And we've seen that every time, that as bad as we've had post-stroke things happen, we can always look back and remember and say, oh yeah, God was there working every second of that out.
Remarkably, 7 years after the stroke, Catherine and Jay welcomed a new son to the family, John Nestor Wolf, named after the neurosurgeon who helped save Catherine's life.
By all medical odds, there's no reason John should be in this world. And so to just have a picture of such grace in his life, and to again be reminded that God's plan and purpose for us, even in the midst of our great tragedy, is a good purpose for his glory. And it's just a daily reminder to lean into that hope.
And as part of that plan, they're spreading the word through their book, ministry, and a summer camp for other people with special needs.
So we're really excited to sort of enter into a new season of being able to take, again, the comfort that we've received, the resources in the community that have just championed us, and to give that to other families in need.
Their positivity through it all is inspiring people all over the world. Catherine and Jay plan to write another book, and there may even be an upcoming movie on their life about how they learned through their experience to redefine healing and manifest hope instead.
Hope in Christ has healed my soul, and that's the ultimate healing we all need anyway.
Still ahead, they are gospel singers who've been married for 3 decades. Hear what David and Tamela Mann have to say to encourage other couples to make their marriages strong and happy. Gospel singers David and Tamela Mann have been married 30 years, and as they mark that anniversary earlier this year, they talked about what they're doing to encourage others to pursue happy and healthy marriages.
God provides. It's hard to say when there's no food to eat.
Tamela Mann is famous for that sweet and powerful voice. It's earned her Grammy Gold. But the gospel recording artist also graces magazine covers for her longtime marriage to fellow singer and actor David Mann.
I love photo shoots, especially for a magazine like Upscale that's so family-centered. I'm really honored that they want to do a piece on our family.
Are you sure they got the right family?
It's a happy family life they've shared on the hit reality series, The Manns.
Now, you've been married 30 years. You're both here and still in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Take us back to the very beginning. When did you meet? How old were you? What happened?
When we first met,
19?
we were 18.
Okay.
We were like 18 when we first met. Actually, my best friend introduced us. See, we were best friends like from church, and we grew up together. Then she went to high school with David.
Let me just add, at the time, we were a pretty big deal on campus.
Yes, because
there was 3 of us.
It was some guys that sang, and my best friend had chorus class with them. She was like, y'all sing real good, but I know someone who could out-sing you guys.
So we all thought we were the stuff, because we were singing around town, and the ladies would just be, oh, y'all sing so good.
And so Nicole was like, no, y'all sing pretty good, so let's see. So
they brought her to sing, blew us away.
I just sang, and I can't even remember what I sung.
That developed into a friendship. We were strictly just friends. I had other people.
You was about to say no hanky-panky.
With no hanky-panky. I had other people on the side. So I couldn't, at the time, I was involved in something. And we were just strictly friends. We were really good friends. And that is what our whole relationship is based on.
The Manns have come a long way since those early years, and they're celebrating, writing their first book, Us Against the World, Our Secrets to Love, Marriage, and Family.
So you decide to write a book after 30 years of marriage. What is it that happened that inspired you to do it?
Well, I think what happened is we kept getting a lot of people coming to us for advice, and with being married, and we kind of started out early because we're people. You know, we love people, and people are always around us. So that kind of pushed us and motivated us over the years, but we kept pushing it off. But the Lord kept pressing and me really too in my spirit, and I tell David, I said, it's something that we have to do to encourage families to, even though, and we're a super blended family. Mm-hmm. So we just wanted to share some of our stories and some of our experiences with others to kind of help them with their lives, their day-to-day lives.
We sit down and just say, look, we got to put this book together. So here we are, Us Against the World, Our Secrets to Love, Marriage, and Family.
How would you say you mastered the secrets? Was it trial and error? What happened?
I would say trial and error. I mean, it's just like a job. You know, you have to work at it. Marriage, you have to work at it, the relationship, because, you know, divorce was not an option for us. We took that off the table. So whatever came, we decided that we were going to work through it. You know,
you say it's a work in progress.
Yes.
We haven't discovered the master secret to all of this. What we tell everybody, we don't have a perfect marriage. What we have is a marriage that's a work in progress.
We're not trying to paint a perfect picture here. There's no perfect couple because everybody have disagreements. Mm-hmm. And we want to talk about some disagreements and just how we handle some of the disagreements that we have.
We do talk about some of our lows, but we talk about a lot of our highs, and we share a little bit of my practical joke stir. Can I call it my practical joke stir?
I like
in here.
that.
And
which he had a lot of practical jokes.
You guys not only are married and have a family, but work together from Meet the Browns to Kirk Franklin and the Family.
I'm Leroy Brown. Hi. My friends call me Leroy Brown. You can just call me Leroy Brown? Yeah, how you know?
But you know, that was always my prayer.
Really?
That was my prayer as a young girl, that I would have someone that did the same things that I did. So I wanted someone who sang and was interested in church and music, because that's what my love, my first love is singing, my passion. And the Lord blessed me with someone who loved what I love. So we've really built, you know, together. And then it went from, you know, the singing to the acting, which the acting is what he loves.
A lot of people ask, how do you juggle this? How do you give it equal weight and balance it? And I tell everybody, I never give my marriage the same weight and balance. I never try to balance it with anything else. It far outweighs anything else I'll ever do, whether it comes to work, the career, kids, anything. This is my first ministry, and I never try to balance anything against her. So I tell people, I was like, look, if this business ever gets in the way of this, we'll disappear. Yeah.
It's the Lord first and then him.
And that's why we came up with the title, Us Against the World, because at the end of the day, it's going to be us. The kids are gone, we're empty nesters. And guess who is left?
It's us. And we're having fun. And we're enjoying it.
Just one of many marriage and family lessons the Manns are opening up to share.
Such a beautiful couple. We'll keep you posted on when that book is released. They gave us the exclusive sit-down interview before they announced that they were even writing it. Stay with us. We'll be right back with much more of CBN NewsWatch after this. Dr. David Jeremiah is reaching massive crowds in India with biblical teaching. The host of Turning Point recently preached to 160,000 people in 5 services at Calvary Temple in Hyderabad, India. Dr. Jeremiah says, quote, "My most passionate goal in all things is to ensure Jesus Christ is glorified and lifted up as the way, the truth, and the life." Time now for your Thursday Thankful, and in light of that story, I hope that you will join me in this prayer of gratitude. Father, thank you for molding and shaping me to be a witness to the world that you are God. I live to make your name great. With that word, I encourage you to make this a thankful Thursday and a wonderful rest of the week. That is going to do it for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. Remember, you can always find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com. And we'd love to hear what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can begin doing that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. And of course, you can always reach out and touch us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hope you'll join us again right here next time. Once again, be sure to make this a thankful Thursday and a wonderful rest of the week. We enjoyed your company. We'll see you right back here, same time tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody, and God bless.